After slating Karina for the last 2 episodes, I thought, you know what, maybe she's not that bad. Maybe I'm exaggerating, she's probably a really nice person. Nope, she proved me right. Mafs Australia, Tuesday the 15th of April, episode 26. The couples are doing a partner swap. Jackie is staying with Jeff and she's having the time of her life. He's cleaned all the bed covers, gave her the bed, steaming her dress, cooking for her, and she's having the best time ever. Ryan, on the other hand, is living with Beth. They had to ask each other questions, and his questions were so loaded. He's just such a dick, but like we didn't know that. What's annoying me is that in the past, at least 3 episodes, Jackie's came across as an actually alright person, so I'm confused. Elliot's paired up with Ree. What the hell is going on? Why is Elliot coming across as a nice person all of a sudden? And you know, his TikToks keep coming up in my For You page, and his videos are actually hilarious. Once again, I'm confused. Adrian's paired up with Jamie. I am so surprised that the two of them got on so well, because as we know, he's been gaslighting her from the start, and Jamie's always sticking up for her, but they seem to be really good friends. They're having a great time. Veronica's paired up with Dave, and if I mention her again, I'm actually going to try and call her Veronica and not Victoria, as I have been for the past 3 videos. TJ's paired up with Karina, and at this point he's just trying to stop her from taking a mental breakdown. Now, let's get serious. Paul is paired up with Athena, and Karina is greeting again. She's like, oh, he dated her twin sister, and she looks the same. Newsflash, twins are not the same people. I've dated identical twins before, and I could not have been less interested in his brother. Now, for the past couple of videos, I have been ripping Karina to bits, and a lot of people haven't liked it. They says, oh, I can't believe you're calling her weak. I can't believe you're saying these things about her. She's such a nice person. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but see, after this episode, I don't only think she's weak and pathetic, I now think she's judgmental and stuck up. Now, don't get me wrong, Paul's not innocent here. He was saying to Athena, oh, do you think there's problems with Karina being jealous? Are you the right person to be asking that question? At least she's not throwing punches. However, both ways of expressing her jealousy is very toxic. He's obviously throwing punches at a door, and she's crying, oh, and being manipulative. Oh, this is so sad. I can't believe you're going to be in a shower and she's going to be in the same building. Oh my God. Fuck up, Karina. When she was talking about her family, I had to take a breath. And she's like, oh, I was brought up a Catholic, so it's not my beliefs, and I think that being a Catholic makes you a better person. Well, let me highly disagree. This might come as a shock to Saint Karina over here, but Catholics can be cunts, Protestants can be cunts, Jews can be cunts, any religion can be cunts. I'm pretty sure Buddhists can be cunts as well. The difference is that most non-religious people don't go about telling others who they're allowed to love, what to do with their bodies, when they're allowed to live with somebody, when they're allowed to have sex, and telling them all these things. Now, I'm not saying that all Catholics are like that, but for her to say that being a Catholic makes you a better person is fucking stupid. And just because somebody is a certain religion doesn't mean to say that they're going to tell people what animals they're allowed to eat, who they're allowed to love, or any of these other things, right? I'm not saying that. But to say that because she's a Catholic, it makes her a better person is delusion. So they had to write honesty letters to their new partners, and one of her concerns is that he's not religious and that she's wanting to bring her children up in a certain way. He should run. He should run as fast as he can in the opposite direction and never come back. Because, well, there's nothing wrong with dating a religious person. If you're not religious and they're going to be so strictly religious, there's no point, especially if you're going to have kids. Now, once again, everybody's different. I've dated religious people and we've not had these problems, but I never wanted to start a family, so we didn't have to have these discussions. Paul's letter to Athena was so honest. I was shocked. He was saying that he thinks that Karina can be quite stuck up sometimes, and he actually told Athena that when he told her that he dated Athena's sister, she says, oh, I didn't think you would date somebody that calibre. Holy fuck. The fact that Athena sat on that couch, she was shocked, right? She sat on that couch, she took it quite well. And as she was saying, oh, she's judging my sister. She doesn't work for a family business. She's got a job, she's got her own house. And just because she's got tattoos doesn't mean to say that she's less than her. How she sat on that couch, this bitch was in the same building. And she just sat there. I'd have been at the door. Hi, would you like to say that to my face? Let me get my sister here and you can say it to her face. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. I 100% can't stand her. Literally, I can't stand her. Apparently, there's rumours flying around that she's with Dave now. I hope that's not true. Now, there's absolutely no denying that Karina's stunning. But she's an arsehole. At this point, it looks like the only thing she's got going for her. I'm wondering to myself, did Paul really have to tell Athena that Karina said that? I don't know. I think it might have been a bit too far. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's one thing to be honest in a letter and say, oh, she says things where maybe she seems a bit stuck up or judgmental or whatever, but to actually tell Athena what she said about her sister, I don't know. I don't even know. Tell me what you think. Now, we don't really know the timelines of what's going on, but if I was Athena and I was sleeping on the couch and then he read me that letter, which she said about my sister, I'd be like, do you know what, I think we should sleep in the same bed. I've actually got a really sore back, maybe we should just sleep in the same bed, just to piss her off. Because Adrian's not going to give a fuck. In one of my last videos, I called Karina weak, and in my YouTube comments, somebody says, I think it's totally effed up that you would call Karina weak because she wasn't backing Jamie or whatever it was. And I says, no, I called Karina weak long before that. I called her weak when he was punching the door and she was sitting there taking the blame and saying, oh, but I said, oh, but I did. That's when I first called her weak. As it continued, then I continued to think that she was weak and pathetic and playing the victim and acting like a child. The way she speaks, like, oh, this is not my belief. Like, why are you speaking like that? Why are you speaking like that? Fucking get a grip of yourself. Now, if you watch Maths and you don't think Karina's weak, okay, fine. The difference between me and Jamie is I don't need people to back me. I've got my own opinion and that's that. Think what you like. We don't know these people in real life. I'm only going on what I'm seeing. Right? And what I'm seeing is that she's weak and pathetic and she plays the victim and I don't like it. Do you think she's sitting in the house right now thinking, oh, I wonder what Poison Pixie thinks of me? No, she doesn't know it exists and she doesn't give a fuck. Anyway, I thought that after Lauren left, it was just going to be chill. I was just going to be sitting like, oh, everything's fine. There's not going to be that much drama. Nobody's going to annoy me. But Karina has fucking annoyed me the whole episode. Even the bit she wasn't even in. Let me know what you thought of the couple swap. And let me know what you think the situation is between Jamie and Dave. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.